Welcome back to Happy Hour as we are live here on Brew Sports. I am Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Teaka Griesbach.
All right, Teaka, a good show thus far as we have dived into the world of whether or not NFL refs should be paid full-time, with the benefits and the thousands of dollars they get paid already. There's a lot of discussion that can go back on that. We got on a dancing, little bit of a tangent basically, talking about Dancing with the Stars, talking about if dancers are athletes. You gave us some good insight about that. Ballroom dancing, love ballroom dancing. Just kind of talked about a lot of great stuff so far. Now we get to transition into the world of professional soccer. We get to be joined by one of our women's soccer correspondents, Leigh Nieves. She joins us now. Leigh, welcome to Happy Hour. How are we doing today?
Hey guys, I'm great. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. We are excited to have you. So today, Leigh kicks off the SheBelieves Cup, and it's going to be the United States, Germany, England, and France all duking it out for a shot at semi-ish international glory. It's not a huge FIFA crazy big tournament. It's not the World Cup. It's not the CONCACAF. It's not the Olympics, of course, but it still means a lot to the people, I feel like, involved. But before we get to the whole tournament as a bit, what are your general thoughts about the roster that Jill Ellis has assembled for the SheBelieves Cup?
Well, I think overall this roster kind of reiterates the fact that we are kind of moving towards a new style of play for the roster for 2017. I think that it's very clear that we're kind of building up to the 2019 World Cup, and I don't think that it's necessarily a roster that's looking to win every game in 2017, but I definitely think that bringing in new talent, I mean, the youngest player right now, if Brianna Pinto gets capped, she's 16 years old. I mean,
unbelievable.
Clearly, I don't think that, I know, it's insane, but I think that she's really kind of sticking to kind of finding new young talent and kind of building for 2019.
I mean, what were you doing with your life at 16, Leigh? Were you being capped by the women's national team as well, too, for your incredible soccer skills?
No, Lord, I was probably just trying not to flunk a class in high school. That's probably what I was trying to do.
Yeah, the normal grind as it is in high school, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Leigh, who do you think is likely to get the most playing time going into this?
A couple months ago, I probably would have said Becky Sauerbrunn, but now that we're seeing this whole new three-back system happening, and I think Jill Ellis seems so dead set on having Allie Long the center back, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not a fan of the center back, Allie Long.
I know, and I think it's like, I love Allie Long as a player so much. I think she's so incredible, but Allie Long, the center back, for me, is kind of like the best analogy I can find is like shopping for like furniture at IKEA. Like the idea of it seems like, oh, that won't be too bad. It'll be great. No big deal. And then it actually happens and you're like, maybe we should have thought of another plan. Like,
maybe we should have gone to JCPenney Outlet or someplace else that actually puts instructions in English.
Totally. So I think that after tonight's game, especially against Germany, I think that Germany is going to be a huge testament. Even if we start with a three-back and everything goes well tonight, I really do foresee her kind of being the staple, honestly. But, it'll just depend on the outcome tonight.
That is true. Talk to me about the midfield, Leigh. There's a lot of different players from a lot of different walks of life. Of course, you've got the veteran Carly Lloyd, but then Sam Mewis has really sort of had a coming-out party the last calendar year, basically, and then it kind of just goes all over the place from there. I mean, I know Mal Pugh was technically listed as a forward, but she's played some midfield time. You've got Lynn Williams, of course, who can play on the wing at times. Then you flip around. Of course, there's Allie Long, who should be a midfielder. You've got Rose Lavelle, Tobin Heath, Lindsay Horan, Crystal Dunn, Morgan Bryan. You can kind of go all over the place with that. But more so a younger batch of midfielders for the women's national team for this tournament. But your thoughts about the players that Jill Ellis opted to keep?
Well, I think that it was very telling that Andy Sullivan, who played for Stanford, who ended up tearing her ACL this past fall, she was doing so wonderful with the team. So I think that Jill Ellis kind of wanted her to kind of be that defensive mid, the holding mid for this tournament. Obviously, now that she's torn her ACL, I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone like Sam Mewis or Rose Lavelle. Hopefully Rose gets her first cap. I would love to see them. I think that they're both incredible players, especially Sam Mewis. I'm such a huge Sam Mewis fan. I love her. She's amazing.
Do I make you mad if I tell you that Sam Mewis and I are friends?
Are you serious? I am actually really jealous right now. I met her once.
We'll talk after the show, but Sam and I are
oh my God,
decent-ish friends, yes.
Yeah. She is incredible. I'm such a huge fan of her as a player. I think she's great.
She is. She really is.
Yeah, so I think that it's going to be really interesting to see kind of what is happening in the defensive midfield tonight. I think we're going to see a lot of young faces. But other than that, I mean, Crystal Dunn has just been absolute beast mode lately. So
True.
oh my gosh, I'm really, really excited to see her throughout this entire tournament.
Awesome. What do you think, or what does it mean to you to have a major tournament with four of the very best national teams here in the U.S.?
I think it's really important for the growth of women's soccer in the U.S. I think that it's so important that we have four of the top 5 best international teams playing here, especially that it's going to be televised on Fox. It's not going to be like a YouTube stream or anything like that.
Some illegal, download a website from China, basically, just to be able to watch women's soccer.
Exactly. But no, I think it's great, and I think it's amazing, too, that now every year the U.S. has, real amazing competition that they have once a year, especially in years like this where we're not trying to, prep for a huge tournament later in the season.
True.
It's more just like a year of rebuilding, and I think that to have teams like Germany and France and England to play them every year is going to be just awesome for not only the fans here, but for the actual national team.
What do you think about the NWSL players? I know, get rid of, Kristen Press, Becky Sauerbrunn, get rid of them, but you get Lynn Williams, you get Casey Short, Emily Sonnet, Jess McDonald, these gals that have, Sam Mewis especially, that have just grinded in NWSL and now are really finding their true light, basically, now at the national team stage. Is that a testament to that young movement or new fresh face movement that Jill Ellis made a statement about last year? Or is it just the fact that these players and this league are just really getting to a elite level?
Well, I think it's both, honestly. I'm very, very happy that Jill Ellis has kind of kept her promise and said that she was going to start actually paying attention to the NWSL